Off the torch. I'm Danny.
And I'm Will.
This is our safety rankings for episode 6 of Survivor Second Chance. We're a little late. We said we were going to do it on Monday, but we were busy and couldn't really get together and talk about it, so we're doing it an hour before the show starts. We just wanted to get it out there just so we have it on our channel in case anyone wanted to watch it. And also just as proof for our game that we play where the bottom 3 on each of our lists gets us a point if they actually do get eliminated the week that we say that they probably will get eliminated. So far the score for that is 3-3 because Will and I both had Varner on the bottom of our list, so that gets you actually 2 points if he's on your way bottom, and then we both had Monica as our second to bottom of the list when she got eliminated. So let's start it up for this week. This week we based it off the fact that we already know that Terry Dietz is getting evacuated. So we're assuming that you already know that.
Yeah. If you don't, sorry. Spoiler alert. Well, no, it's not really an alert. We didn't give an alert. We just said it.
I'll put a spoiler alert thing in the description, maybe. I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to watch this. It's just for us, kind of. But okay. You want to start it off? And also, Will didn't base his safety rankings on this, but I based my safety rankings on the fact that I already know what the new tribe swap is gonna what the outcome is of the new tribe swap. So I'm basing my opinions on the fact that the new Takeo tribe has Wu, Spencer, Cass, Savage, Sierra, Abby, and Wigglesworth, and that Bayon has Wentworth, Tasha, Kimmy, Jeremy, Joe, Keith, and Fishback. So our predictions are probably going to be very different because he didn't base it on that, and I did, just to let you guys know.
Okay, so I'm trying to pull up the live stream so I can watch comments.
I don't think anyone's going to come on.
You never know.
Let me know if they do.
Okay, so for number 1, I have Jeremy, who has been in my top number 1 spot for the whole time, I'm pretty sure. Like, all 3 times we've done the power ranking, he's been in my first slot. Yeah, he's the leader of Bayon pretty much. I'm surprised, like, his physicality, like Steven and no one in his alliance has, like, tried to blindside him. Well, Monica did, but that didn't work out. Like, she wanted to get out a guy, but yeah, like, his social
game didn't try to blindside Jeremy at all. What do you mean?
Well, like, she wanted a guy out, and we weren't.
No, but she didn't want a guy out. She wanted Spencer out to keep the guys low. There's a difference. She never mentioned that she wanted Jeremy out at all.
Yeah, but okay, what was I gonna say? But yeah, like, he's doing really, really good this season. His social game is like super, super solid, and yeah, that's all I gotta say for my number 1 spot.
Okay. I have Wentworth at my number 1 spot. She moved up 1 from last week where I had her at number 2. Wentworth, she's on a tribe right now. She's going to be on Bayonne this week. That you're going to see that my entire top of my list is filled with Bayonne because I'm having a very hard time seeing them go to tribal council. Their tribe is just too stacked. They have Wentworth, Tasha, Jeremy, Joe, Keith. Like, these are all dominant challenge people, so if they can't pull out a challenge win, I don't know who can. And also on top of that, Wentworth has an idol, and she's socializing so well with everyone. Everyone seems to like her, so I have a very hard time seeing her getting in trouble this week and getting people turn against her at tribal council. And even if people do turn against her, she has an idol, and she's going to be smart with that idol. She's going to play it if she has to, so I don't see her going home this week.
Yeah, I agree with you there with Kelly Wentworth being very solid. So my number 2 is Tasha. She's moved up 1 spot from last week. I had Joe at my number 2 spot last week, but Joe has moved down some. So yeah, as a result, there's a bunch of people on my list, or not a bunch, like a couple that have moved up some, and one of them just so happens to be Tasha. You know, like, she's very physically strong. She won like 2 individual immunity challenges in Survivor Cagayan, and yeah, she's like, there's no chance she's going at tribal. in my opinion. Like, there's really, yeah, I really just don't see her going.
My number 2 is Jeremy. He also moved up one spot from last week where I had him at 3. Like you said, Jeremy's been playing well. I think his luck is going to run out sooner or later because people are going to perceive him as a threat. But for now, he's hanging in there very nicely. He has an idol. He has great relationships. Nothing wrong with Jeremy right now from what I can see, unless he gets like a total blindside today, which I doubt will happen. Because I think that these people are coming into these new tribes saying, okay, we have new tribes. There's no way that a merge is going to come right away since we just got these tribes. I don't think any merge has ever happened one tribal after a new tribe has been formed, right?
I think everyone's assuming like a top 12.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. So I don't know if they're still considering keeping around strong players, or they're going to start to get rid of them. But even if they do start to get rid of them, they're going to get rid of Joe instead of Jeremy. So
yeah. So for my number 3, I have Kelly Wentworth. She moved up one spot from last week. She seems to be very safe in her final 5-pack alliance with who is it? Let's see, Joe.
She's only with Joe and
Cass and Keith and
yeah, she's only with Joe and Keith on her new tribe.
Yeah. I'm still we're both talking about different things because I was talking about like her old tribe. You're talking about the new tribe.
Well, either way, I don't think like Kelly Wentworth.
She's safe.
No matter who she's with, I think she makes it work. Like she's not gonna pick fights with anyone. She like pushes like other people under the bus so she gets in the group. She just wants to be in the majority, and that's very smart at this point of the game. At every point in the game, in my opinion, actually.
Well, obviously, if you're not in the majority, you're going home. So she's an idol. She hasn't had like massive amounts of focus, I wouldn't say, but she's there among like one of the top contenders right now.
I think she has like the typical winners at it right now because she did have a lot of focus in the beginning of the game, but they're kind of like letting it fade a little because you don't want the winners to have too much focus, to draw too much attention to them. I think you want to have a little distance from them, a couple of episodes, and then like later on they'll start to rise again. And also, she's been on Takeo for the past 3 weeks, so
she's never been to tribal.
Yeah, when you're not going to tribal at all, there's really no attention being brought to you. Okay, my number 3 is Tasha. She also moved up one spot from my last week rankings. I don't think this will happen, but I see Tasha being a potential swing vote this week if Bayonne somehow goes to tribal, which I still don't think they will. The reason for that is because Wentworth, Joe, and Keith are supposedly together. That's 3. And then, as we've seen last episode, Kimmy, Jeremy, and Fishback are also together. That's 3. So Tasha could be a potential swing vote, and swing votes almost never get voted out unless you're just really bad at the game, and Tasha is not.
Yeah, so, like, dang, what's her name? Carry on. She was a swing vote, and she acted like she was, like, super... Sarah. And
Sarah, yeah.
She was a swing vote, and she acted super cocky. She's like, I get to decide. I'm the president right now. And then she gets blindsided, and she's like, what? That was not supposed to happen.
Right. I feel bad for Sarah. I hope she comes back because I did like her. I think she just got a little overconfident, which is a mistake, of course.
And being a swing vote, actually...
Okay, yeah, swing vote is always better than not being voted.
But it usually leads to you being voted out pretty soon thereafterwards, because it means...
Okay, like, but we're talking about this episode, and if you're a swing vote, you're not going home the episode that you're a swing vote. You're going home maybe like 2 episodes after that.
I was just talking long term.
Yeah, right. I'm not talking long term at all, though. This is just about short term, this list, and that's what I'm basing it off of. I'm not saying Tasha's safe forever. I'm just saying she's definitely safe for this week. Okay, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Steven Fishback. He moved up 3 spots from last week. I think that he got a really bad edit like the first couple episodes, so both you and I ranked him pretty low, I think, right?
Yeah, we
The
did.
first few episodes because he just did not have a good edit, but now his edit's finally good, and we're starting to see that him and Jeremy seem really tight, and the Bion 3 now. Yeah, by the Bion 3, whatever, like Steven,
Stephen, Kimmy, and Jeremy.
yeah, and they're pretty close. So yeah, and he's not a physical threat, and we're to the point of the game where being a physical threat. I mean, we're to the point of the game where not being a physical threat is a good thing.
Right.
So.
Well, we're getting there. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not definite that that's what they're basing their vote off yet. Yeah, I'm surprised with Fishback. I was actually surprised that you put him so high. I thought you were gonna make fun of how high I had him. But yeah, Fishback. I still don't understand what the whole deal with the bad edit was the first 2 or 3 weeks. I don't get what the purpose of that was because it seems like he's doing fine now. So maybe they're trying to show, oh, he started really bad and like this is
Maybe
his
it's the winner's edit.
I doubt it. Like I can't see Fishback winning. Come on. Maybe. Who knows?
His social game isn't good enough.
Yeah, it's true. He's really bad at the social game. I don't remember him being that bad the first time around. I think he had people that he actually related to the first time around.
He just hid behind JT the whole time, dude. JT's holiness rubbed off onto him. Rubbed off onto him.
I guess like the people he was with, like everyone gets along with them. Like JT, what was that? What was the name of the?
Aaron, Taj.
Oh yeah, Taj. That's who I was trying to think of. Yeah, everyone gets along with like people like Taj and JT. So I guess like Steven didn't have trouble getting along with them. And it seems like Steven's not doing that bad getting along with Jeremy now, so maybe he's making some progress. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't see like Jeremy being too tight with Steven. I think he's just like with him right now just to be with him. And, like,
I honestly think long term that Jeremy may be tighter with Spencer than Steven because Spencer seems to have a better social game than Steven right now.
Yeah, yeah. I think if Jeremy and Savage both get to the merge, I think they're going to get back together because they were the original pair in the first couple of episodes.
Yeah, so who's your number 4? I think you're on number 4, right?
4, right. Number 4, I have Keith. I moved him up 1 from last week. Keith, I've always had him pretty high only because he hasn't had any edit so far, and usually you're not going to just like not have any edit and then like have all the edit in one episode and then get booted off. Plus, Keith, he barely does any strategy. I've talked about this many times. If he's not doing any strategy, why vote him off? And he is also helping you in challenges because he's pretty good at that. So there's no point to really vote him off. He's not a challenge dominator, so you don't have to be like afraid of that. I can't like no reason pops into my mind other than he might be a bad person to keep in the lines because he has like a open mouth.
Stick to the plan.
Do you want to go for number 5?
What? You didn't even laugh at my joke. Stick to the plan.
It wasn't funny.
Yes, it was. It almost ruined his whole game. It was like, I say we stick to the plan.
I know because like it's oversaid. I'm tired of that joke.
Okay, my number 5 is Savage. He's still at he didn't move any from last time. Yeah, he's having a really good game. If he makes it to the merge, like I don't know, if he links up with Jeremy, then yeah. But like right now, he seems pretty solid. Yeah, I don't know.
Who'd you say?
I said Savage is my number 5, but I'm struggling to come up with like why I put him there. I don't know why. He just didn't.
Some of these people, I don't know. I feel like I don't know anyone that much so far, except for
you don't know them that well.
Except for people who, except for like maybe like Abby and Woo and and Tasha. Like that's about it. That's like the only people who
just kind of just like rode Tasha's coattails a little.
Yeah, right. He hasn't. It seems from the edit, it seems like he hasn't really been doing any of the work. Tasha's been doing all the work, but maybe they're a team. I don't know. I feel like I haven't gotten to know any of the cast yet.
Savage is
I already know them. Number 5, I do have Fishback. I moved them up 4 spots from last week. Fishbag's on that dominant tribe too. So far, my top 5 are all on the new Bayonne tribe. Because I really don't think they're gonna lose. Like every single good person in this game is on the Bayonne tribe. So why would they lose unless like some disaster happens or like the entire challenge is like all puzzles, and in that case maybe Takeo has a chance because they do have Cass, Spencer, Sierra, who I believe is semi-good at puzzles, so maybe that's a possibility. But besides that, like, how does Bayonne lose? So yeah, I have Fishback there because he's in an alliance of 3 with Kimmy, Jeremy, and he seems to be doing pretty well. Like you said before, we've already talked about this.
Yeah.
So you're number 6.
Okay, my number 6 is Kimmy Kappenberg. Big move up for Kimmy. She was in my bottom 4, I think, last time. She moved up 7 from my last ranking. She orchestrated the whole Monica blindside. You know,
yeah, I was proud of her
which
for that.
is big because I was not expecting her to do that kind of thing. So just that kind of move from someone that you don't expect it from just really gives you respect for them, I guess.
I don't know. When I was looking at everyone's interviews before the season started, I had like a really good feeling about Kimmy. Like I felt like she was more than what people thought about her, and that last time she played, I think that she was gonna do what she's gonna do this time. It's just that she never got the opportunity. I think she wanted to lay low like she has been in the last couple of episodes, but then like start to build as the season goes along, and you see that build coming, I think. So I'm really proud of Kimmy. I think that she's fulfilling the potential that I had for her. And let's see if she can continue to do that. Number 6, I have Joe. I have him down from number 1 last week. Yeah, he's been my number 1 for the past 3 weeks. Let's just say it's almost time for Joe to go. Yeah. And we all know this. Joe is going to be out of this game in the next 4 weeks, probably. If he doesn't get eliminated, I don't think he's going to get eliminated.
Even that's generous, to be honest. Even that's a little generous.
I'm giving him like 3 immunity like win buffers. I feel like he can win 3 immunities in a row, and then he's going to get eliminated.
But the thing about this is a lot tougher season because what Survivor Worlds apart, like there was not that many physically strong players that season.
But still, like, this entire season so far, they've only been talking about, like, Joe being great at challenges. So, like, it seems like he's
still so far. Okay, if you look at the history of people that have won Survivor, very few have won it based on their physical game. The social and the strategic game is by far much more valuable than physical strength.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you entirely. I'm just saying I think that Joe will still be able to dominate in challenges, and I think he'll get, like, 2 wins. Or something like that. I doubt he'll like yeah, if he's lucky. I just hope he's like not an idiot and like goes into the first individual challenge and be like, I'm going to do really bad, so they think that I'm bad at challenges, because that would be idiotic. I don't think he would.
Only that. Okay, like remember when I made that post on Get Real LOL Survivor about that, and that's how I think you found me and how we hooked up. But
yeah, I can't remember what you said though. What'd you say?
I said that it only works if it's like your first season. But if you're like, I mean, if you're super ripped, it's not gonna work. But I mean, if you're just a fit dude that has like a low body fat percentage and has some lean muscle, it could work for you. If you go into individual with I mean, you play good with like pre-merge, but like you don't go massive, all out, you know, super tank, buff, strong, like carrying your team through the challenges unless you absolutely have to. But if you like throw the first 1 or 2 individual immunity challenges that can help you in the long run. I mean, obviously, if you feel safe. I mean, like if you know you're on the chopping block, there's no point to do it. But you know, I mean, if you feel confident that you have the numbers, then there's no point to win the individual immunity. It only gives people a reason to get rid of you, because all it would take is one person saying, "Hey, they've won individual immunity and they're strong. Let's get rid of them." And then a lot of people would probably go along with it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the point where you would start to probably go all out in challenges is top 7 or so. Because that's where being a physical threat starts to die down. You know? I mean, of course, you go all out to win them if you feel like you need it. But there's been countless times where people have won the individual immunity and they probably didn't need it. So I mean, it's just more of a confidence, like, yeah, one individual immunity, woo, when it really probably just hurts you in the long run if you're physically stronger, because it gives people a reason to get rid of you. So yeah.
I think the only time that you should actually be okay with winning individual immunity is when you're like winning the kind of individual immunities that Cochran won in his season. Like, Cochran is by no means a challenge dominator, but he won
a challenge. That's different.
Yeah. Well, but listen, yeah, he won 4 challenges. Was anyone looking at him as a challenge threat even after he won all those 4 challenges? No, because like the challenges he won weren't like were challenges that anyone could have won. So like, go hard on challenges that like don't really exhibit any athleticism. Because people will like be like, oh yeah, he won that one, but like he probably won't win any other ones because like that was like lucky. You know what I mean?
If the first one's like hanging on that stupid pole thing that's 10 feet off the ground, don't try to win that one. Like, if it's anything doing with like food or some like pool table thing where you have to like slide a ball and like get it in those holes, like, don't worry about that one. But if it comes to do with like physical strength or like massive puzzle skills, then just throw it, unless you feel like you need the immunity.
Okay, so let me finish about Joe. Joe, I have him as number 6. I still have my top 6 as all Bayonne tribes. That's how confident I am in the Bayonne tribe. I'll be so devastated if they lose tonight. That'd be so bad. So yeah, I did put Joe as the second to last person on my tribe, because what I'm doing kind of is I'm thinking if Bayonne is going to go after that dominant person, they're going to go after Joe. So I put him low. And then the person I haven't mentioned yet, who I think is the weakest on the Bayonne tribe, I think they would go after, if they are going after the weakest person. So that's kind of what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go for number 7.
Okay, so my number 7 is Joe. He's moved down 5 spots from my last ranking. Last ranking, he was 2nd place to Jeremy. Yeah, like same reason you said, physical threat, probably won't make it longer than like 5 more tribals, maybe. Unless if he gets in a super solid alliance and like for some miracle reason survives for some, I don't know. But yeah, he will probably continue to drop down both of our lists for the continuing weeks. Probably not massive for next time, but you know, he will start to go further and further down as he stays alive.
Definitely.
But yeah. That's all
okay.
for that.
Number 7, I have my first Takeo member. I have Savage. He dropped 1 from last week. Savage, I think that Takeo is going to realize how weak their tribe is, and when they do lose, they're not going to go after Savage because he's probably the strongest person on the Takeo tribe. They're going to think, okay, what if this like tribe goes on for 3 more tribal councils and like there's only like the merge only happens at like 11 or something like that. They're going to be wanting to keep around the strong people. I think they're not going to want to get rid of the strong person immediately. So I have Savage at number 7 because of that reason. I think that he is the least likely person to get voted off of Takeo.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 8 is Sierra. I don't really know what to do with this one. Like, Sierra hasn't had massive focus, but she hasn't been a massive threat either.
Yeah, I guess that's all you can say about her. She's barely like done anything at all. You know, like there's nothing really to base anything off of Sierra. The only thing you can base off of Sierra is that like she's weak. So like maybe they'll get rid of her because she's weak. Like that's the only thing you can base it off of.
Yeah, her social game seems to be okay. Nothing really massive, no massive drawbacks and no massive things that you could say will help them win, I guess. There's no major flaws and major advantages you can give to Sierra. She's just kind of average. Which is where she is on my list. She's average. She's right in the middle.
Right. I can understand that. Somehow we have another viewer. I don't know how, because we didn't tell anyone we were doing this stream. We just kind of did it just for us. So if that one viewer has a question, post it and we'll answer it. But don't post too many questions because it's 7-Eleven. Survivor's on in 50 minutes. So
it says for me there's 2 people watching.
Yeah, you and that person.
Who?
I don't know.
By the way, I need to work on it. It says Dan and Will.
I know, I did that on purpose.
Why?
Because it's cooler that way.
You're crazy. Okay, so you're number 8.
My number 8. Okay, I have Wu at number 8. I have him up 3 spots from my last week ranking. Some people might argue that Abby will be gunning for Wu at this tribal council, but I can't see any. Even if she did gun for Wu, I don't think anyone's going to support her anymore. I think that they've had enough of her attacking Wu, and like Tasha's already on the other tribe, so like Tasha's not going to be there to support Abby's motive. I mean, Abby's drive to get out Wu. Even though I don't even think Abby wants to get out Wu anymore, I think she's good with him now. I think that Wu is probably second strongest on this tribe, and like I said about Savage, they're gonna want to keep their strong people because they are gonna perceive themselves as like a very weak tribe. So yeah, Wu. That's it for Wu.
My number 9 is Spencer.
Oh wait. Sorry, I have one more thing about Wu. I didn't want to cut you off, but also, I don't know if anyone's going to be sticking to their original tribe alliances, like from the first 2 episodes, but Wu used to be aligned with Wigglesworth, and Wu also was aligned with Savage, so maybe Wu, Savage, and Wigglesworth, who are like kind of the strong people in that tribe, will get together. So that puts Wu in a kind of safe spot, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. So I had Spencer at number 9. He moved down 1 spot from last episode. I mean, there's not too many negative things you can say about Spencer, but he is probably on the bottom of. Well, then again, here comes up the issue with I'm going by, not counting the. I probably should have, but it's whatever. But so Spencer, I mean, I guess he could be voted out for his strategic prowess or something like that. But
I don't know.
He's done pretty good this season. I had him a lot higher. Like after episode 3, I had him super high. Like he was like number 5 or 6 for me because of the Jeremy Spencer thing, and they're like buddies for that episode. And then for some reason after that episode, they just dropped that kind of plot thing, and now they're just like not talking for the edit. It's weird. So yeah, that is my number 9, Spencer.
My number 9 is also Spencer.
Woo!
Spencer's up 4 spots from my last week ranking. Spencer, I think now that Spencer and Cass are on the same tribe finally, I think that there's a higher percentage of a higher chance of Spencer going after Cass than there is of Cass going after Spencer. Spencer doesn't know that like Cass is like is trying to change her ways, and because he doesn't know that he targeted her just because he might fear that Cass is going to try to target him. And also because Cass has changed, I think she's going to try to want to like separate herself from Spencer, maybe like try not to relate herself to the other Cagayan members as much as possible, because she's trying to distance herself from her old strategies, and she wants to like come across as a new person. So I doubt anything will happen between Spencer and Cass this episode. They'll probably have like a little joke about it in the episode, but I'm certain that Spencer and Cass are both going to be around for the next episode. And I don't think any Cagayan fatalities will happen. And also Spencer is strong, so he'll also be able to stick around because of that reason. He's on the Takeo tribe, so they need strong people.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 10 is Cass. She moved down 4 spots from my last ranking. I mean, most of her falling down isn't that she's done anything wrong. Because, I mean, someone can move down the safety ranking just purely because they haven't gotten much time in their past couple episodes and other people have. So some people will leapfrog other people just because they've had more time and have had more focus. That's mainly why Cass has dropped down on my list. It's not really that she's not safe, which, I mean, she's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, I mean, she may go home, but I don't think she really will. It's mainly just that, there are other players that I think are doing better than her right now, and I didn't think it would be fair to put players that are doing better than her to like put them below her.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so that's my number 10.
Yeah. Number 10, I also have Cass.
Oh yeah, 2 in a row.
For the same reasons that you, I don't think she's doing anything wrong. It's just that other people are getting more screen time, and I can tell what they're doing and if they have a better chance of staying in the game. Also, Cass isn't the strongest player in terms of physicality, so her tribe might want to like get rid of any like loose ends on their team, and might want to like try to make a stronger tribe by getting rid of her. And there's also some issues between Spencer and Cass, as I mentioned before, so that can also be a potential reason why she might go home. But I really doubt it. That's why I put her like high up on the list on the members of Takeo in terms of girls, because I think she's had such a positive edit. I would be shocked, like completely, like just blown away if suddenly she's voted off after all that positive stuff. Number 11.
Yeah, so my number 11 is Keith. He hasn't gone up or down from the last episode. I don't really know what the heck to do with Keith. I mean, like, he has gotten, like, absolutely no focus whatsoever.
Yeah, but because he's got no focus, like, why would you put him so low on your list? Like, if he's got no focus, he's not going to go.
Like I said, it's mainly just because other I don't know. I guess just I'm more likely to put someone higher up, like if they've had more moments than someone else, just because I just don't know Keith that well this season.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I mean,
like I agreed.
He's not in danger really, but I don't know.
I agree that Keith probably won't do well this season, because like he's not getting any screen time, so he probably won't go too far in the game. But for this particular episode, I think he's safe.
Yeah.
My number 11 is Wigglesworth. So this is the final one before we get into our bottom 3. Wigglesworth is dropping 1 from my last week ranking. Wigglesworth, it's hard to get a read on her all the time because you really don't know what she's up to. The camera really hasn't gone to her at all, even though she's been in like she's been to a lot of tribal councils, but we still don't know what she's doing, which is really weird. So yeah, I guess that means that she's not in danger this week. I just didn't know where to put her, because I also don't think that she's in such a good position on her tribe, because she is on the Takeo tribe, and she's like the 4th strongest person on that tribe, and doesn't really have that many friends on the tribe. So yeah, that's it.
So my number 12, the top of my bottom 3 is Kelly Wigglesworth.
Oh.
And she moved down 1 spot from last episode. We knew she was in trouble because we knew her and Spencer were on the outside of her old tribe, but really it just comes down to, I think the attributes I applied for the pre-second tribe switch also applies for after the second tribe switch, because like she doesn't really seem to have an amazing social game, and she has no camera time at all. So yeah, I would not be surprised if she got voted out this tribal.
I kind of would, just because of what you said. She has no camera time, so like, why vote her out this episode?
I mean, she's low for you too, though. So I mean,
yeah, she is low for me. I guess you only have 1 spotter. You only have her 1 spot away from what I had her.
Yeah.
Okay. The first person in my bottom 3, I think someone you had at like number 5, is Kimmy Kattenberg. I have Kimmy Kattenberg at number 12. She is a part of the Bayonne tribe, a tribe that I've been saying is like almost too dominant this entire safety episode. But just for safety, I wanted to put her in the bottom 3, because I think if anyone goes from Bayonne, it's going to be Kimmy. And I really want to get a point this week. So if Bayonne happened to go to Tribal and I didn't have anyone from Bayonne in my bottom 3, I would get really mad. So I just wanted to have one person there just so I can like kind of have a chance of getting a point, even if Bayonne does go to Tribal. So Kimmy, I also put her there because even though I don't think she's going home this week, I do think safety purposes, and also she hasn't really had a lot of airtime this season except for the last episode, and that's kind of what happened to Monica. She didn't have a lot of airtime except for the last episode before she was eliminated. So this could be kind of like the same thing that happened to Monica. They gave her a little like airtime, and then she's out the next episode. I don't think it is gonna happen, but it's possible. And she is the weakest person on Bayonne. I don't think Bayonne would go for the weakest person to eliminate, but if they do, Kimmy would be out. So
okay, so my number 13, one up from last place, is Abby Maria. She's moved up one spot from last episode for me. And this bottom two is really based on like not assuming. I don't know why I didn't take into consideration the second tribe switch. Don't ask. I'm just retarded. But I just have this because I think that Tasha and Savage would pick Abby Maria over Wu for strategic purposes because Wu is a physical threat. And Abby Maria just, like, I don't know.
Okay, well, those conditions aren't realistic because they're not Tasha's on the same tribe as her anymore.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, let's just...
She's still in danger, though. She's still in danger, even on the next tribe, just because she's annoying and ticks everyone off. She's still in danger.
Yeah, definitely.
She still should be on the bottom three, but...
Number 13, I have Sierra Easton. I have her one spot above what I had her last week. Last week I had her as the third to bottom. This week I have her second to bottom. Honestly, I only feel like there's one person like I feel like 50-50 on who's my bottom person that I feel like has a real strong chance of going home this week, which is Abby. I might as well just spoil it. We all know who's last on my list. Sierra, I put her there because she hasn't. I don't know. She's weak, and if they're getting off weak people onto KO, she would probably be the one to go. I would think she is the weakest on to KO right now, so I can see her going for that main reason. And also, like she has an alliance with Cass, and that's about it. So I don't know who she will align with other than Cass. I don't know if she has the numbers.
Yeah, okay,
if she's been playing a good game.
D6 Comedy asked, do you think Jeremy really wants to be the leader? He doesn't seem to want to lead, but most of the cast looks at him as a leader. I think that naturally just comes with being a physically strong player. You know, people naturally just look up to people that are strong, I think, as leaders. And he's just a nice guy. You know, he's the natural leader. I mean, he's a nice dude. He's fair to everyone. He's socially strong. You know, it's all quality and character traits that leaders have. And it could also be the cast wants to put the blame of being a leader onto someone else other than themselves. So if they lose a if they lose a challenge, they can push the blame onto the leader or whatever.
I do have an answer to your question, but I want to wait until we're done with the rankings. I'll answer it after we're done. So for 14, as I said, I have Abby. Abby, I think it's her time to go. I thought she was going to get eliminated last week because I just assumed that Angkor was going to go to Tribal again. I was really shocked when they won. But I think she's definitely going this week. I don't see anyone who's actually on her side on the Takeo tribe and would want to not vote for her. I think she's just an easy vote at this point, and she's also not that strong in challenges. So like getting rid of like an annoyance who's not strong in challenges is just it's easy. But Survivor doesn't always go for the easy vote, so who knows? Who did you have for your last person? Was it Wu?
I have Wu for my last spot. And this is completely based on not taking into consideration the second tribe switch because I thought that Angkor would definitely go to Tribal again and that Tasha and Savage would choose Abby Maria over Wu purely for strategic reasons because Wu is a physical threat He proved it in his season in Cagayan. He won like 2 or 3 individual immunity challenges. And Abby Maria just really isn't a physical threat. And
last week, did you have Abby or Wu on your bottom?
I had Abby on my bottom last week.
So why'd you switch it? Like, you're still like considering the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I mean it's almost the same. I just think that this episode, for whatever reason, are like assuming like not taking into consideration the second tribe switch. I think that Wu has a higher chance of going than Abby if Ancorn went to travel, just because we're closer to the merge. And that's
I guess, but like when you're like almost down to a tribe of 3, I don't think they would be considering voting off like the second, like one of the stronger persons on the tribe. Like, vote off Abby. You know what I mean? They trust Wu more anyway, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would have put Wu even if I was considering what you were considering. Okay, I'll get to the question now. That's like all the safety rankings. If Abby goes home this week, I get 2 points. If Wu goes home, Will gets 2 points. If Kimmy and Sierra go home, I get a point. And then if Wigglesworth and Abby go home, Will gets a point. So that's our bets for this week. For the question. So
there's a high likelihood that one of us will take the lead this week.
Yeah, because we have very different lists. Unless Abby goes home. Oh, I guess if Abby goes home, I get 2 points and you only get 1, so I would still take the lead. But yeah, we have a very different bottom 3 this week, so it's interesting to see who's going to go home. So for the question, Jeremy, do you think he's what was the question again, Will? You have it up, I don't.
Yeah, I have it pulled up. Do you think Jeremy really wants to be the leader? He doesn't seem to want to lead, but most of the cast looks at him as a leader.
I don't think Jeremy wants to lead at all. I think he wants to be the one behind the leader. So, because he knows very well that the leader is the one who gets targeted.
Basically, Natalie. He basically wants to be just like Natalie from San Juan del Sur. That's basically what Natalie was.
Jeremy, you can see in his last episode trying to push away that leadership role to other people. Kimmy, Steven, and him, they're all talking about who they want to vote off. Are they going to vote off Monica? Are they going to vote off Wigglesworth? And like Kimmy is like asking Jeremy because I guess they do see him as that leader role. Jeremy, like, who do you want to vote off? And Jeremy's like, I don't know, like, who do you guys want to vote off? Like, he's trying to like take into account other people's opinions over his own. So I think that's a sign that he's trying to like give other people a say more than just like taking control. He's not the taking control kind of guy. He's more of the guy to stay in the shadows. But he doesn't really stay in the shadows that much because he is a really strong guy.
Yeah.
So. It is 7:30 right now in Eastern Time. Survivor's coming on in 30 minutes. So I want to go get prepped. I gotta do my pre-Survivor shower. I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
What? But
I want to change out my clothes because I'm burning up right now in this collar. I'm wearing a pink collar.
Wait, why did you get home from school at noon?
I got home from school at noon because I have early release.
Oh, why?
I don't have any classes 4th block in my schedule because I'm a senior and that's an option for us.
Yeah, true. True.
Okay, so yeah.
See you, Danny, after the episode.
See everyone at 9:30. 30 minutes after Survivor ends, we will be back here doing our recap on the show. And then after that, we'll be doing, I don't know, do you want to do this individual Survivor analysis things anymore? Because I don't think it really works out. It's like on a Saturday, and it's really hard for us. We can do it if you want.
Yeah, I guess we'll do it if we have time. It's kind of like a bonus thing, but I think the power ranking and the episode review are necessary. But if we're free, we'll do like 1 or 2 player analysis. But if we're not, it's not that big of a deal because it's not crucial to. It's not crucial information. It's just our opinion on what players need to do to get further in the game.
Right. So, yeah, I'll see you, Will. I'll see everyone else at 9:30. Hopefully, it's a good episode today. We have another swap. And then the episode after that, we'll have a merge. So a lot of
us is probably going to take the lead.
Yep. Let's see if I can beat Will this week.
Oh.
And again, as I've said in the past safety episode, if you want to play with us, just post your safety rankings in the comments below, and I'll like tally your score for each week, and like I'll like mention your score in the video maybe, and like tell everyone if you guessed it right. But like don't post if you already know like the boot list, because that's no fun.
Wait, is there a legit like boot list somewhere?
Oh yeah. There's always people who know like the full boot list. They find like spoilers.
How?
There's spoilers out there. Don't post your entire safety list. Actually, just post your bottom 3, because that'll be annoying if you just post your entire safety list. So yeah, that's it. Subscribe, because people can never find it. I can't even find our videos sometimes because they're always buried somewhere on YouTube in the depths.
The first episode review we did had like 1,000-something views. It was like the 3rd video that came up when you searched for it, but for some reason...
every other video after that, like, you can't find it on YouTube for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully we get back up there to the top page of when you search up Survivor Second Chance and then that episode name. Okay, I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Okay, until 2 hours from now.